One of the strangest things to know about thought leadership strategy, and I hate to give away secrets, everybody, right? Like, we do this for a living, but let's just be very real, because the whole goal of this podcast is to go behind the curtain and talk about what's real. None of us really need a thought leadership strategy. I know it seems crazy to tell you that, but to be effective, you need to be seen. You just need to be comfortable getting out there and not waiting. And that means movement. That means momentum. It doesn't mean strategy. It doesn't mean perfection, goodness knows. So anyway, let's go back to this question of like, well, if I don't need a strategy, what am I supposed to be doing? Let's boil it down to this one thing, right? Like, most of us are doing thought leadership because we're here to solve a revenue problem. It is a business problem. Yes, you want impact. Yes, you want to make a difference. Yes, but most people don't do any of that until there is a financial reason and need to do so. So that means you're here to talk to your clients. So imagine you're sitting down with them in that, like, you've already been hired, you're already in an agreement, yay, hooray. You're sitting down in that meeting, in that management team meeting, pick the meeting. And you're sitting there and you're in the moment, like, you are owning the moment. You are just doing the thing where you feel like you have been born to do this kind of work. It feels great, like you're operating in all the things that make you you. So for me, what that would look like is I'm sitting there talking to people in sales and marketing. They're telling me the pipeline isn't there. They're struggling with this reality of everything's changing. The buyer journey, has shifted so drastically. We've got like very few attribution points to work with. The metrics we used to lean on as leading indicators they're not really there anymore, and we don't know what that means for lagging indicators. We don't know why people are so slow to buy. Well, we kind of do, right? But they're struggling, and I'm able to go, watch this. Here's what we're going to do with your thought leadership content, your messaging, to totally change the game, and to do so quickly. And they're like, whoa, really? That's incredible. How does it work for this? And what would you do about this? And we're able to help them see a way through and completely overhaul the content strategy. And they feel great, and I feel great, and the money is wonderful for everybody involved. It's a great investment for them that will produce way bigger returns. The revenue is right for me. It's a mission that I love, that I'm really proud of. Everything is clicking. So, going back to that meeting, I'm in the meeting. They're in the meeting. What would I say to them in the meeting? If I'm on all cylinders, what am I talking about? How am I showing up? What does that personality look like? What am I saying to them to ease the burden? All of this is basically what you want to do on any given Tuesday, and things that are close to it. And there are, I've classified them into 5 types of messages that you do want to do. But really, most people, it's not even about, let's say I deliver you the strategy. I deliver you your messages, and it's done for you. How great is that? Except that here's the problem. The problem goes back to, most people are still afraid to move. The inertia, the nerves, the overthinking, it doesn't matter how big, how small your organization is. It doesn't matter how tight it all feels. It still is hard for people to move, to change. So if you're a founder, if you're a consultant, and it's just you on your own, it's really scary. So what I'm telling you is this. The strategy isn't the problem. It's you keep wanting to push it to the back burner because of all of the pieces that you think are the real problem. They're not. The challenge really does just become getting, number one, into a habit of You need to take off your operations hat, your CEO hat, your whatever other hat you're wearing today, consultant. Whatever other role you think is more important. But I'm going to give you numbers now. These numbers hopefully will help you understand how crucial this is. If you are employed, you work for someone else, it is a full-time job, you need to be spending 10% of your time being seen inside the organization and outside the organization. And fortunately, LinkedIn can do a whole heck of a lot of that for you. Teaching, writing, speaking, informing, influencing. 10% of your time for your current role right now. Now you're going to look at me like, I don't even have 2% of my time to give. I know, but a lot of what you're doing isn't moving the needle anyway. So, 80-20 rule? What do you need to stop? What do you need to let fall off that isn't going to save your hide? That isn't going to provide for your family? That is going to leave you less able? Okay, you get what I'm saying. You need to stop doing stuff in order to make room for this. It's that important. Now, if you're on your own, you're a consultant, you're a founder. So especially if you need work right now, if you need to get clients in the door, my friend, like, someone asked me that, like, accounting, reconciling statement. Yes, that's important. Yeah. It's not going to feed your family. It's not. So, building your network, being seen, writing the thought leadership content, getting those ideas out of your head, getting those, what would you say in the meeting, things out of your head into a body of work that is all yours, is what puts food on the table today in this day and age. So, you need to start. It will take time, but sometimes it doesn't take very much time at all. I have worked with people, their very first post out the door moved the person forward that they had been nurturing. How cool is that? Like, it's so cool. But you got to write it first. So you look at your week ahead. You know the stuff that drags you down. Is it inbox 0, darling? Is it filing? Is it cleaning off your desktop? Is it all these things that are not going to be what you need to be doing if you need to be writing and speaking and informing and influencing? So, thank you for hearing my heart in this, because I'm just going to share on one last thing. If this is you, or if this is not just you, if maybe it's not you and it's just someone you know, let's say you're a consultant, you want to be working somewhere full-time. That's been the goal all along. Great. But you don't have the hours to spend doing both. This is a full-time job. Whatever you're doing right now is a full-time job. And the reason that consultants can't pull in clients is because they're still applying for jobs. It'd be like, well, never mind. I could come up with any number of metaphors about how many irons in the fire and all the things, right? But, like, you need to hear me on this. You're not going to get clients if you don't treat this like a full-time job. Your consultancy is a full-time job. Stop applying for jobs when 600 plus people are applying for them. Right now, you need, 5 clients to put food on the table, friends? Until you have those 5 clients, you are not job searching. Once you have food on the table and you can sleep at night, that's the place you should job hunt in. Not in this manner of desperation, doing the thing that will not likely work at all anyway. Don't apply for jobs until you have clients. Don't apply for jobs until you have clients. Stop wasting time applying for jobs. Busy is sexy anyway. Okay, so you gotta believe it works. Whatever you're doing, you're looking at the week ahead, you're trying to figure out what to do next, you're looking at the week ahead. Hear me on this. It will work if you work it. You gotta go work this plan. This plan will work if you go work the plan. I love you and I believe in you. If you're here listening to this podcast, just please know I recorded it just for you. I knew you needed it. It was worth me doing on a Sunday because I could just feel like that there are people who are as amazing as you who are not moving as fast as they need to be putting food on the table, and you're spread too thin amongst too many things. You need to take that one idea that someone has validated around you and said, yeah, ideally it's a client, right? Like ideally it's someone you want to actually work with, work for, and they have said, yeah, I need this, I want this. Push hard, and don't dilute the work that you can do. All right, so I'm going to actually let you go now.